All right, good people in the building. We're doing your post-game show live. Peach State Cats versus Carolina Aviators. This was a little bit of got to be honest, a little bit of a lopsided game. You know, Peach State took care of business, and we've got some of the coaches here to talk about, what went right in the game. And of course, as coaches, it's never a perfect game, so it's always some things that they look in there like we could do those things differently. So we're gonna cycle through and talk to some of the coaches. We're gonna start off two of the good gentlemen here. Of course, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, tell you what they do on the team and all that good stuff, and then we'll move through everyone else when we get to them. Coach,
how y'all doing? I'm Coach James Moreland, owner and head coach of the Peach State Cats.
Coach Sanders, defense coordinator.
All right, so we got head coach DC right here, right now. So you know what we're talking about. Excuse me. Excuse me. So we got OC DC right here, right now. He's gonna be the head coach. So, guys, what do you think went right with the offense and defense tonight? Because both sides of the ball scored.
Yes, sir. Both sides of the ball score. Offensively, I think we were clicking. We were clicking early. There was a lot of things open. We had to get our quarterbacks going. We started off shaky. At first. We threw 2 picks on one play drive. Threw 2 picks, and we made the changes that needed to be made. After that, everything kind of went smooth. But some things I feel like we need to work on is offensive line, a little bit. Running backs running harder, but as far as the pass plays, I feel like we had everything we wanted on them. I feel like they didn't know what hit them. We kind of ran some plays back to back, and they coach asked me, "You run this play again?" I'm like, yeah, y'all ain't stopped it yet. But overall, we did good. I think we did good with the quarterback, receivers. The next man up. We was missing a few guys, so like we always say, the next man up, and they did good.
Yeah, I'll say I noticed a couple of times there was a couple of big pass plays, and I'm like, same play they ran, and it worked again. So
right.
I guess if it ain't broke, you don't fix it.
That's right.
So Sanders, about the defense.
I'll concur with Coach Moreland. Defensively, we started off slow a little bit. We picked up intensity, started creating some turnovers. The game kind of shifted there. I believe in the secondary, we just kind of had to tighten up a little bit, kind of make sure we know our coverage and be in the right area. But it helps out a lot when you have good up front, with the guys, the ends, and a good core linebackers maybe help us out in the secondary in situations like that. But we got out of it. Second half, we came out, got out the quarterback. We made them adjust a little bit. They tried to go tempo at one time. I think they scored. They come out and did it again, and we was able to stop them. So defensively, when we get going, we get going.
Yeah. Now, I want y'all to know, these two gentlemen are very calm right now. This is not them on the field. Okay. This is not them.
I was going to say something about that, too. Yeah, Coach Sanders, he's a different guy. He's a different guy on that field. But, hey, we got the W. We got the win. Hey, we're good now. But during the game, hey.
Don't let Coach Moreland fool you. He ain't over there smiling either.
Yeah, he was on that mic.
He was getting it, too.
Since we talking on that, this for everybody. When I decided to put the pads down, one thing I wasn't going to do, I'm going to get the same energy when I had the pads on. My whole goal is I try to tell defense. I used to say, look, feed off my energy, we're going to win.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. Feed off my energy, we're going to win. Does that happen all the time? No.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get emotional. I mean, it's football; it's an emotion thing. But
Mm-hmm.
somebody got to have energy out there when you're breaking it. I'm the energy guy. You know, try to keep the defense alive and continue believing that hey, we are that number one defense. It's gonna be tough. You know, we don't always sit there eat. You know, so.
Speaking of always sitting the heat and being consistent and winning, I know y'all see this hardware in front of us, gentlemen. Tell us a little bit about some of these large pieces and maybe not as large pieces of hardware we got here.
All right, this first one up, we got the EIF championship. We played against the Southern Steam down in Columbus.
Okay.
My second year coaching. My first year we lost the championship in the UAF. Our second year we won the championship.
Okay.
Coach Sanders.
This is the PAIA. This is a little special here. We had a pretty good season. Fortunate, champion's the championship. I don't know how it goes, but we was able to win it out, go undefeated that season. Pretty strong.
All right, this one right here. This is probably the last one I'll talk about. This one right here, it's the I-85 bowl right here. We actually got put out of the league because we were too good. They said they knew we were going to be the champions, so they removed us from the league.
Wow.
So we ended up just playing a team that was nearby for a championship. But we're a championship organization, and that's what we strive to be.
So yeah, the team's so good that you get put out of the league.
Put us out of the league.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I don't want to call that league out, but they know who they are. They put us out of the league.
Man, undefeated seasons, championships, it's not easy to come by, and even last year when Peach State was not AL2, if you watch the shows, you heard a lot of people talking about Peach State, talking about playing Peach State and players that were on Peach State on other teams, how good they were. So it's a team that, has been a part of AAL2 even when they weren't in it. Thankfully, they're back in it now, so they're the only team technically right now that's undefeated in the AAL2 because they have a loss, but that was to an AAL team, higher level, right? We're talking development here, then they're playing a professional team. So, if you lose to a professional team in development, I don't think there's anything you hang your head on. You know what I'm saying? But as far as AL2 undefeated, like I said, got another big win tonight. I know momentum. I know they get a chance to play them again. So, I'm sure that the Aviators feel like, it's going to be a different game when we play again. And I'm sure that Peach State feels like it's going to be a different game because next time, I'm sure Peach State's like, we ain't going to turn the ball over. So it's going to be a different game.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of turnovers, but on both teams. But like I said, Peach State was able to kind of right the ship, make some plays, get that 46-20 win with the thrilling last-second touchdown to end the game.
Big boy.
And I mean, it's about, I always say this no matter what sport you're playing. You put your foot on another team's throat and you leave it there. You take your foot off, you lose. They didn't take their foot off. They got the lead. They kept playing. Defensively, they kept doing their thing. Offensively, they kept doing their thing. And that's how you win games. Point blank. Guys, anything else you want to throw out there?
Can I tell them about the show?
Absolutely.
All right. So every Thursday going forward, we will be having a live show with the Peach State Cats. We'll have coaches come on. We'll have players come on. If y'all want to see some players on, just tag them and we'll get them on. If you want to see certain coaches on, tag them, we'll get them on. It'll be a live show to talk about the previous game and the game going forward.
Yep. Pretty much every week, man. Every week.
That's it. Let's speak on next week a little bit. We got a big game next week.
Okay.
Very challenging. So we get prepared for that. Game by game. So regroup, get ready for next week. We're going to a big house of Columbus Lions. So that's a very very challenging for coaches and definitely players. So preparing them for the week. So we look forward for that this upcoming week.
I hear it. And see, I'll say this: AL2 team playing multiple AAL teams. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I try to stay as neutral as possible. That's all I'm gonna say about it. More than one game against AL teams, AL2.
Running from no smoke.
No smoke. All the smoke.
No fear. All right, gentlemen. Well, I appreciate y'all time. Go ahead and get some of these other coaches in here. We'll chat with them. I know y'all probably ready to lay it down.
Oh yeah. I'll get some food. Appreciate you.
No problem. All right, so we're gonna Sure, Coach. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we have some more coaches, and we have a player coach here as well. So we're going to allow them to introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into it.
I'm Coach Kane. I play defensive line as well. I'm an assistant defensive coordinator and also the defensive line and the O-line coach. I love what I do, man. I love to be out there going to war with the guys and also teaching the guys on different techniques on how they can be successful to get to the next level. You know, I've been to the next level, was signed to the team that we play next week, Columbus Lions. I had to turn down that offer due to difficulties with my traveling back and forth up there while also being a coach in the school system. But man, I love this game, man, and this game has treated me well. Played in all over the country, and I just can't complain. And we got a big win today. We dominated. We came out there and did exactly what we needed to do to silence all the doubts. And that's really all I got. Very passionate, just like Coach Sanders. I feed off his energy. That's why me and him, we like two peas in the pod when it comes to energy, man. But that's Coach Kane for you.
Go.
Coach Rashard Boykin, assistant offensive coordinator. Been with the team now for 2 years, and also coach public school football as well.
Okay.
AJ Bonnell, started out as team manager, general manager, director for medical services. Pretty much anything that Coach James needs me to do, I take care of. It's been a great ride. The last 5 years, 3 championships, two bowl game wins.
Fresh off the championship.
Transactions with players, 80 plus over the last 5 years. It's been an awesome ride.
Nice. So that's the switchblade. That's the team switchblade.
Yeah.
Do
Secret
whatever is
weapon,
needed.
man.
So Coach Kane, being that you're a player coach,
Yes, sir.
how do you see the game when you're out there playing, but you're trying to, kind of still stay in that coach mode? How does it work?
So basically, I just try to tell the guys what I do in the situation. Try to coach them on the go as well, and just try to, be that leader. Be that example of someone that can say that these techniques work, actually go out there and do it. And that means more than anything. Sometimes when you're talking to players, because I'm a player, I understand how to play with different coaches, that they got you doing things that they can't even do.
Right.
So when you're coaching someone, you want them to have the confidence that what you're telling them to do can translate into the game and also make them successful in the game. But also sometimes you got to go out there and show them, like, hey, these things work. You just got to be locked in. You got to use your hands. You got to do this. You got to do that. Just to be successful in this and just to be able to do that, it brings us even closer.
Yeah.
It brings us to the point where now I'm just not your coach. I'm out there going to war with you too.
Yeah.
Now, I can also coach you and I can also correct you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's a way we go about doing those things, and always going to be about respect. But we hold each other to a high standard around here, man. You see the championships.
Yeah.
Shoot, just 2 months ago, we just went undefeated, won another championship. So most of those guys that played with the 29ers, which is Coach Sanders, our defensive coordinator, that was his team that he owns, and most of those guys came over and transferred right over there with us to the P State Cats. So we have the experience.
Yeah.
We know what to do. The whole point of it is executing.
Yep.
How good are we executing? And man, just to see them, man, just to learn and buy in and actually start doing these things and actually becoming successful.
Yeah.
That gives me the greatest feeling about it. That's how I know that one day I'm gonna be a great coach. I'm a great coach right now, but once I hang these pads up like Coach Sanders, I can feel that still the same adrenaline rush when somebody is doing something and they're winning, they're being successful, and they're getting opportunities to move up, to get paid, things that we have already done. Right. So man, I just love being out there going to war with them, man.
Yeah. And it's good you got Coach Sanchez, like you said, you got somebody that you can kind of learn from. So when that day does come, like, okay, I can still be the same thing because I've seen somebody do it and be successful.
Mm-hmm. Keep the same intensity, man. Don't change how you coach. Don't change how you play. Same way you play should be the same way you coach.
Absolutely.
You know, because that's what you're at the end of the day, what you're trying to bring out of them. That confidence, that mojo, that swagger.
Yeah.
You know, so man, I just love it, man. It's a blessing, man. I thank God every day for the opportunity. So
Yeah, I feel that, man. I like what you said about a lot of times when you're a coach, you can't do it maybe because you're past that time.
Mhm.
But you've been able to do both. It's like, all right, we're gonna see, oh, he doing this, so I gotta listen to him because he's showing me that it work. So definitely thing. Definitely a good thing. Coach Boyd,
Yes, sir.
that offense, man. It's a little bit all over the place today. But I've seen y'all play before. So I know that, it depends and varies week to week.
Mhm.
What makes the offense click the way it normally does?
Well, these guys put in a lot of work, off the field
Right.
and on the field as well. When we come out here to warming up, the way we run our routes, the way we set up certain things within the organization that pushes these guys forward to help them succeed. Having coaches like James Warren and Coach Kane and ourselves, just, you may not get it from one coach, but you can get it from another coach. Just having people that's been successful being there to teach you, being a younger player, helps tremendously. Tremendously. I've learned a lot from Coach Moreland about the arena game myself. This is only my second year.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning. If you get to the point where you stop learning, it's time to stop. It's time to quit.
Yeah.
And these guys have picked up a lot of the new guys that have came in has picked up the offense very well, and they're executing it. And it's a joy to see. I love it.
I think that. So AJ, you've been with the team for a long time, several different roles. How have you seen the team progress and just continue to be successful over the time that you've been with the team?
I would have to say most of it has to do with the coaches. James, before he became the owner of the team, the first year, he wound up being the head coach. Brought in a few other coaches. Instant success. Teams used to schedule a game against Peach State Cats prior to us so they could get a 60, 80, 100-point win. And now we've been doing that consistently. The coaches have done an outstanding job because we have to rebuild, retool the Peach State Cats by 90% every year because the transactions with our players, some of them have had 3, maybe 4 games and they're gone. They're getting paid contracts.
Yeah.
It's like plug and play.
Yeah.
It's the coaches, the knowledge. It's I've been doing this since 1999 and never seen anything with players transitioning to higher levels
Yeah.
than I have in the past 5 years. Starting the 6th season now, 80+ players to date.
That's all right. You see, that's what I like about talking about AL2, covering AL2, because a lot of guys get a move, right? And some people don't stick. Sometimes you get the move, it's not the right thing, but you at least get to learn, right? And then you have guys like who's been there, all these gentlemen actually who understand how to help these guys. So when they're at that level, when they get to the next level, just how to act, because it's not just how you play, it's how you act, it's how you carry yourself, it's how you work, it's how you do all the off the field stuff. Because if you got to love to do it at this level, when it's not a paid, when it's developmental, then when you get to the contract level, when you get to the professional level, it's already going to be there, so you can just continue. So when you have guys that are willing to pour into players and help them get there, and such a track record, you think about how many scouts have probably come into Peach State Cats games, right? And not only, and the thing about when scouts come, right, and you guys can attest to this, it's not just helping your team, it's also helping who you're playing. Because if they have talent, then they're getting seen because it's like, oh, yeah, they're against the Cats, but they still look all right. You can have a couple players look really good and still dog a team. because it takes a full team to win. And all of the teams that I've seen play in the AAL2, they all work hard, right? It's all dependent upon the game and who has the better strategy for that game. And tonight, Peach State had the better strategy, and Carolina came out, they threw some haymakers. It just wasn't enough, right? And I'm sure, when they had a rematch, it's going to be a good game to watch. It's going to be a game to talk about for them because it's going to be them refocus. It's going to be, Peach State saying we played them before, we know what we're going to get. Carolina saying we played them before, we know what we're going to get. So it's just a matter of what's going to be the best for that night. And, I was talking to Coach Morning before the game, and he was like, man, I sure hope we win the game. And I said, hey, y'all got a great chance, but hey, if you don't, you learn something. And that's the greatest thing about it because you can go undefeated, and that's great. But I'm sure I can say for any of the AAL2 teams, they'd rather have 80-90% of their roster moving up to other leagues than win a championship. Now, if they can do both, that's great. Only one team will win a championship. And I got to say, from what I've seen, I think Peach State has a good chance for sure. Some other teams that, you got other divisions, other teams. But from what they've been playing, what they've been doing, Peach State has been looking very strong. Also, for anyone who's just kind of getting into who was AL2, just real quickly, it's a developmental league. They play divisions. So Peach State Cats, Georgia, in the South Division. They're at the head of the South Division. What it does is it allows them to not have a lot of travel of long distances, right? So you don't have to go and travel to, Kansas to play teams and Missouri and all over the place. You're playing teams for the most part, within a couple of hours, which helps knock down the major cost, which is travel, right? So that's something that's very, beneficial and very helpful to the teams. And then, you get the playoffs, you get to the championship, and that's when you might, move around to different places. But this is a league that's growing. It grew monumentally this year. It will grow in years to come. And then, you've got teams like Peach State here. You've got AAL as well. So, maybe they get in, they feel confident, and, they do what's necessary. You might say maybe one day. You never know. I'm sure their goal is to not stay on the developmental side forever, right? But, you start where you start, and then you show that we belong, and, we're going to do everything we can to be the best and then see what happens. Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, any last thoughts or words? We don't want to talk anything about next week because I know Coach Sanders had a couple of words for next week.
For next week, man, I'm excited to play against my teammates, former teammates.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're probably excited to see me as well. They already know how I play. They know I'm very aggressive. They know how I'm coming. So they already know. So I'm excited to go out there and dominate and for us to get this win. That's what my goals are. For us to win, not just to go in there and compete, for us to actually dominate like we always do. And hey, some people say it might be a long stretch, but guess what? I know that if we all come together and we believe and we go out there and execute, can't nobody beat us. It don't matter what league we're playing in. It all comes down to, at the end of the day, man on man. You dominate your guy in front of you, guess what? At the end of the day, that's what the scoreboard going to represent, you dominating that guy in front of you if all 8 of y'all are doing that. So I'm going in with great hopes, high hopes. I'm not going in just say, hey, we glad to be here.
Yeah.
That's not Peach State at all.
Yeah.
This not this organization. We coming to win. We coming to make a statement. We are a statement team.
Yeah.
So, but they got a good organization over there. I love the coaches. I still keep in contact with them and things like that. We got a really great relationship, but they already know, like, hey, you can't put that helmet on. you gotta keep your eyes on. So
That's right.
That's all I got, man. We coming to make a statement, man. We're not coming just to be coming to being excited. We're in a bigger arena.
That's what it's about, man. If you don't feel like you can win, don't play. You may not win, but if you don't at least go into the game before the game starts feeling like you can win, absolutely. Why are you playing?
Why you playing? This is the wrong sport. This is the wrong sport if you ain't got the confidence. Everything starts with confidence, even with the coaching, even with the game plans, even with us talking about strategies and different things that we're going to attack. That comes with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I always harp on that word confidence with my guys.
Yeah.
And energy, because that's what your body's going to feed off of when you get tired. That is what you're going to kick in at the end of the day when you've been putting in your work and you're confident that you can outwork everybody that's in front of you. That is going to push you over the edge. That's going to get you that sack. That's going to get you that pressure. That's going to get you that touchdown. So, and that's where a lot of younger guys are not failing to realize, but it's hard for them to realize that you got to have that same confidence, same mojo that you had when you was in college. You can't come up here and be like, oh, this is my first year in the arena. I'm just going to be out here and happy to be out here. You're going to get beat down. You're going to get exposed. You're going to be attacked. You're going to get everything that you don't want. So come out here and be ready to play. Make sure you put in that work like we tell the guys all the time. Make sure you're working out throughout the week because at the end of the day, those are days that's adding up to Saturday. That when you get out here, the guy in front of you, he ain't work out 5 days this week. He ain't watch film on you. He ain't do this, he ain't do that. And even if he did, in your brain, he ain't outworking. So once you have that mindset, I mean, who can stop you?
Yeah.
So that's really
all right, Coach. Any last words?
Just grateful, for the organization. Excited about next week's game and the opportunity to be able to go play Columbus. And like Coach said, we're going in and we're going to play to the best of our ability. And we'll see how it falls.
All right, AJ.
Well, I know that we haven't fared too well against the Lions in the past, but we have improved each time we played them.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is we got a lot of former players from the PC Cats that are starters with the Lions. So, we just have to go in and do the best that we possibly can. I don't have any doubt that it'll be a great game to watch.
All right, perfect, man. Well, guys, I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the win, and we'll see what happens next week.
All right, thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks
Yes,
for the
sir.
opportunity.
And we'll be back talking to him on Thursday. So we'll get a lot of info on what's going on with the Peach State Cats moving forward. Well, for Shady Sports Network, we're Cool Kane. We out till Thursday.
That's